Frankie, this way. It's just a rock, boy. Well, you can probably see, or you might be able to see, that Frankie is wearing his jack-o'-lantern scarfie. And if you know anything about Marvin Gardens, you know that could only mean that's October. And we're about, almost 3/4 of the way through October. It's been a lovely October, warmer than normal. Today was a beautiful day, more fall-like today. It was a little cooler and breezy. Now the air is still, but it's crisp. And we still got some things going on out here in the garden. So I guess we should start with chives, right? And they are looking a little tired, but still very harvestable. And they will continue well into the first frost, past the first frost. I harvested the cabbages. They were just these little tiny cabbages, just kind of weird. I don't think I'll get that variety again. I can't remember what it was. And I'm still getting broccoli, believe it or not. I mean, I'm amazed that in October, late October, I'm still getting broccoli shoots. I mean, some of those are just, they'll be fine eaten. Some of them I've let go too far, but it's just interesting that they lasted this long. I haven't had that happen before. Meanwhile, in the Brussels sprouts area, you can see there's some small Brussels sprouts down there on these guys. I think you can see some more down there too. And these don't hold a candle to the other Brussels sprout plant that I'll be showing you a little bit later. But they are producing, and the ground cherries are starting to look a little worse for the wear, but Frankie has been continuing to just help himself to ground cherries, and so am I now that I'm here. Really tasty little treats. But he comes over here every night and just spends a few minutes in here harvesting ground cherries. These are eggplants. Don't look too bad. These eggplants have been slow and small, not heavy producers, excuse me, but they're doing okay. And those are probably due to be picked. I don't want to wait for the first frost. Meanwhile, look at these lima beans. Lots of them. My only concern is that they're going to make it until the frost, because the frost, I think, will do in these plants, and when they're green like that, they're not really ready, although I can feel that the beans are getting nice and fat in there, so I'm a little encouraged. I hope they hang out. Meanwhile, the rattlesnake beans are still doing fine. Look, there's a couple of lima beans climbing over here too. The lima beans, for some reason, really got strong and healthy late in the season. I don't know why. But anyway, these are all rattlesnakes here. So are these that have been left too long. But the nice thing about beans is that you can harvest them at any stage. These would be good eating just as beans without the pods. And if you let them dry out completely, I mean, that's a nice tasty bean right there. If you let them dry out completely, of course, it's like dried beans. This is what a lima bean should look like when you're harvesting it. Well, maybe that's a little dry, but they're best when they're leathery on the outside, because then the beans are tender and boilable and delicious. This is the sweet potatoes. As I've said several times before, I don't know if I'm going to get any sweet potatoes because they were so late, but they've been growing well, as have all these marigolds. I always forget how big these marigolds get. This used to be corn. It was gone the last time, I think, and it's still gone. Okay. These are sunflowers. I just amuse myself sometimes. my volunteer sunflowers, and this is, I don't know what this is. Just came up and I just let it grow. I don't know if it's a weed. It looks kind of like almost a poppy, but there's not really much of a flower, just those little sort of hints of blooms there. These are totally neglected carrots. Just have not followed through with them at all, and they show it. I just haven't been paying attention. Look at this one's. This one's even flowering. You don't want your carrots flowering. Meanwhile, more marigolds. Now it's getting dark early these days, so we got the torches going already. It doesn't look very dark in the video, because the video can pick up things in low light, but it's getting dark already, and the sun has already dipped below the horizon. All right, here we are in bed number 3, and these are peanuts. And again, I'm hoping that there's going to be some peanuts down at the bottom of these little shoots right here. I have to look and see if you wait till the first frost and they die back, or you need to harvest them before the first frost. I'll look that up and figure it out. Meanwhile, I finally got the caterpillars under control. You can see those nice, big, healthy green leaves that are not chewed. And these are broccoli. Haven't got any broccoli heads yet. But I think they're going to be good past the frost, so we might get some broccoli out of these guys. And the kohlrabi, starting to ball up a little bit there. You know, we may get some small ones. That one's not a bad size, you know, but considering they get 10 inches across, those are pretty small. And these are beets, which are doing much better the second time around. It helps when you don't interplant them by mistake with carrots. But that's a white beet. I forget what the variety is, but I've already harvested a bunch of them, and got a bunch more that are ready. These, believe it or not, are radishes that I have left way too long, but a really good crop of radishes. And I think that even though they're probably too old for fresh eating, there's a recipe for what I call scalloped tubers, which means, you know, it works for potatoes, it works for radishes, it works for beets. And I think I'll be able to do that recipe. This is all lettuce, nice fall crop of lettuce. I've got a head inside already. This is another variety. Unfortunately, I can't remember the varieties, but they're doing very nicely. And this is the first time I've tried, or at least the first time I can remember, trying and having great success with scallions. And these guys are a very edible size, and I've already pulled some, so they're doing pretty good. Meanwhile, this used to be okra, long since gone, but look at this. Look at the size of these Brussels sprouts. I mean, they're like little cabbages. This plant just has done so well. Now, most of this guy is empty because I've harvested them, but we've got another crop up here, like I guess almost 3 feet off the ground, and more coming in. And these guys grow right in through the snow. So now Jesse, you see, has spotted something, or he spotted something that he thinks is something. I don't really see anything out there. Sometimes he thinks he sees a bunny, but he doesn't really. He just sees a pile of something. Here we are on in the pepper area, and I have harvested bags and bags of these. Hi, Jessie. What's going on? Jessie's got her jack-o'-lantern scarfie on too, looking very Halloweeny for a weenie dog. Anyway, these are the long tie, and they have just been doing great this year. I've grown them before. I don't remember them being this prolific. But even though they're being totally overcrowded by marigolds, they've been doing quite well. Now, I've pretty much neglected the tomatoes, but the pups have come in and they pick one every once in a while. And I got ahead of myself here. We're still in peppers. Those are California Wonder. They have done very well this year as well. And the other variety that I have going down here is Melrose, and that's a nice sweet variety, whether they're red or green. And the rest of this is pretty much marigold. Anyway, we we don't have any dill. We still have some tomatoes coming in, but like I say, I've sort of been ignoring them. But the pups come in and they have continued to harvest tomatoes even after I stopped, so that's good. This is where we had summer squash and corn, long since done with. This is all marigolds, and we'll come out and comfort Frankie. It's okay, boy. Did you see a bunny? Good boy. What a good boy. Oh, what you got? Oh, cornstalk. Good stuff. And the only other thing to show you is, again, something that isn't, and that's the Indian corn and popcorn in the external corn bed. Great harvest. Oh, it was a really good year. Lots of fun. Some of the popcorn is ready, some of it isn't. The ones that were ready just were. I had to use a large paper grocery bag. I couldn't use the lunch bags because the lunch bags, if you saw my video on popping corn on the cob in the microwave, the lunch bags weren't big enough. They would restrict the corn and keep it from coming off the cob. That's how good at least some of these popcorn ears are. And then I grew some of the same variety as I grew last year. I expect those are going to be pretty good. And the Indian corn was just very bountiful. I've been giving it away to family for fall decor, and I've got so much of it that I've chanced putting it outside, and amazingly enough, where I've put it, the rodents haven't managed to find it. I thought they were going to get to it right away, but no. Oh, there's Frankie with a tomato. What a good boy. You like that tomato? Is that a good one? Good boy. And Jesse gets some too, but he's more of an avid eater. But I don't know, I guess that's about it for October. Nothing to report out in the orchard. I had a really good pear year. Lots of pears, consumed them all. I've got some Granny Smith apples out there, maybe a half dozen or so. They'll probably take a little while before they're ready. And then the Red Delicious, I got literally 2.5. But I think a lot of that is my fault because I wasn't out there watching them, and I think maybe I just let them drop on their own. And of course, if you don't get them, they're done for. But that's gonna do it. Like I say, it's just a lovely evening out in the garden. It gets dark early, so we get the torches going. And last night we were out here almost in total darkness, but the torches kind of lit up the area, and I've got some of these solar LED lights that come on, and they work pretty well. That technology is getting better. But that's it. I'm just sort of rambling now. Like I say, a lovely fall day. It's been a lovely October, all things considered. And that's going to do it for us. We will see you next month when it will be Turkey Scarfies. And I know you can't wait for that. So we'll see you in a little while. Have a great fall, everybody, and we'll see you in November. Bye.